See, I remember, because it wasn't too long ago, I was just like you guys. I was sitting in those seats, and I was watching those other people on stage. And at the time when I told myself, no matter what, I'm going to get up there, I believed it. And I really meant it. I was dead serious. I'm going to get up there. But I'm going to tell you guys what. There's something that happens when you leave an amazing event like this and you walk out those doors. You know what's out there? Fears. Things that can set you back. People are going to say stuff. You're going to say stuff to yourself. Well, what we're going to do today, in the next 25 minutes or so, is we are going to pull the cover right off of this guy right here, Mr. Fear. How many of you guys are ready to pull the cover right off and expose these fears? See, in my opinion, if you look at fear, and you're sitting next to people who love you and people who care about you, if we care about each other enough, we shouldn't allow each other to live in that guy over there. We should love each other enough, and we should love ourselves enough to just get over that guy, because that guy's a liar. How many of you guys know that guy's a liar right there? So the way that I look at it is that you have the life that you have now, and I know Ernest talked a little bit about this last night. We're all living right now in the present. The seconds are ticking, ticking, ticking away. And then there's this gap. And then there's this life that you have. The life that you're living now and the life that you want. The life that you're living now and the life that you want. And there's a gap. Well, the whole goal is to be able to shrink that gap down into nothing. How many of you guys want to shrink that gap down into nothing? Raise your hand. Well, this is interesting. Now, I've led thousands of people in the last 6.5, 7 years with Visalus. And one of the things that I've learned is that the larger that gap, it's usually not a skill set issue. Pay attention. It's a mindset issue. See, I believe in order to really shrink down that gap, you've got to own both of these. But that 10% of the skill set, see, you can grow that exponentially by just being here in those seats this weekend. So give yourselves a round of applause for being here. You can cut down that learning curve. You can do it through personal growth, through finding a mentor, through sheer willpower and hanging around. You know, you're going to be able to get to that 10%. It might not happen overnight, but you can do it. But now the thing that holds most people back is that mindset piece. And all successful entrepreneurs, it doesn't matter if it's in direct sales, it doesn't matter what industry it's in, all successful entrepreneurs have experienced some sort of setback to get to where they are. All successful entrepreneurs, most of them, have not just experienced a small setback, but they have literally fallen flat on their face. I'm telling you guys what, Jason alluded to it a second ago. You know, he's been around for 8 years or more. You don't think that he's fallen on his face and gotten back up and dusted himself off? What about our founders? Our 3 founders, after what's happened to them. All the haters out there. We have a giant target on our back. Of course we do. Because people want to know what's going on. What's going on in Visalus? What are they doing over there? We have a giant target on our back in this industry because people wish that they could change as many lives as Visalus is changing lives. Don't they wish? Well, see, I've narrowed down just a few things that I believe are these biggest fears that can really impact and change that 90% piece, which is your mindset. And the first of those things is the fear of rejection. Now, the fear of rejection, it sounds a little bit like this. Oh, you doing one of them things? How many of you guys have heard that? Oh, you're going to do one of them things. Yes, I am doing one of those things. Meanwhile, you've been working for 40 years for somebody else, and you're letting him be responsible, the jerk boss that you hate, for the rest of your lifestyle. Meanwhile, I get paid every single week, and you get paid once a month, and everything that I do and every dollar that I make is directly correlated to someone else's life that I'm impacting in a positive way. Now, you may want to say that. You may not. If that's not your style, that's okay. Just look at him and say, I believe in what I'm doing. I'm helping feed hungry kids, through inspiring adults to get in the best shape of their life. Whatever makes you the most comfortable. But now this is the crazy thing about rejection, and you know, we've all been on both sides. Look at this guy. Doesn't he look like a guy that would tell you something like that? Now, the crazy thing about the fear of rejection is many of us have been in this crowd before. It's called the too cool crew. The too cool crowd. Honestly, how many of you guys were in the back of the room or at the home at your first challenge party checking your watch? You know, you were just there because you were being nice. Because you told so-and-so that you were going to come, so you were just going to follow through. Raise your hand if that was you at one point, right? So we know what those two cool people look like. But here's what I'm going to challenge you to learn about this specific fear. Do those people who are giving you all of this expert advice because they're so smart, one question you got to ask yourself, do they have the life that you want to live? Do they have the passionate family? They have the passionate cause they get to wake up for and go to work for every single day? Do they have the house that you want? Do they have the energy level that you want? Do they have anything that you want? Well, then why do we listen to them? Isn't that the craziest thing? If they don't have what you want, then don't listen to them. Only take advice and listen to those who have what you want. How many of you guys can do that? So one of the things I want to work on today with you guys is we're going to do a little reset with our brain. And we're going to start saying this out loud. But the cool thing about this is you don't have to say this out loud when you feel one of those fears creeping in. If somebody or something happens or you doubt yourself, whatever we're going to go through today, at some point you're going to be able to use this. I'm going to ask you guys to put your stuff down for a second, and I'm going to ask you guys to stand up. And every time that I point to this or I point to you and I say, are you going to let your fear stop you? I want you guys to stand up with as much swagger, as much self-confidence, as much energy as you possibly can. In fact, if you knew for a fact that nothing could stop you, how would you stand right now? I'm going to look at you guys. I'm going to check it out. How would you stand right now if you knew nothing could stop you guys? You guys way back there. I can see you too. Would you stand, a little bit taller? I see some folks, they've got that hand on the hip. See, some of you guys are like ready to fight. I mean, Chris Wilson, he's like, all right, nothing's going to stop me, bro. I'm a big dude. Okay? Some of you guys have a smirk on your face. Some of you guys have a big smile like, bring it! Bring it! All right, whatever it is, I want you guys to get in that power stance, okay? And when I say the word, are you going to let this guy stop you? You're going to spring back to me as loud as you can. Nothing can stop me. And I want you guys to point at me, and I want to believe it. And if I don't believe it, then you got some fears you got to work out. And so we're going to work these out over the next few minutes, okay? Are you going to let fear stop you? No. Are you going to let fear stop you? No. Are you going to let fear stop you? No. All right, thank you. Okay, so we got practice. Y'all warmed up? You feeling it? You feeling it? All right, now, This one's called self-doubt. Now, this joker, this self-doubt, no matter what your rank is or how much money you've made or not made yet because you're new or old, doesn't matter. This one has gotten every single, ambassadors in the room, has this one gotten you guys too? This one's gotten every single one of us at some point in our life. So I want you guys to know what this one looks like and what's coming. I call self-doubt the shit that you tell yourself. I had to say it, because I want you guys to listen to me right now. It's just the shit you tell yourself. It's not real. Yes, I'm from the South, and my mama would not be proud right now, but it's the shit you tell yourself, isn't it? All right, it sounds like this. Can I really do this? But Ashley, I don't know anybody because I'm a hermit and I never leave my house ever. But I'm too shy. Or there's other ones like, you know what? I'm going to pass. I've done this before and it didn't work out for me last time. Or this one, and I want you guys to understand this happens in our company with people that you meet every night in your homes. I'm not in good enough shape yet. What? Oh, I don't. Did you just say that you need to lose weight, that you're not in good enough shape yet? Now that one's crazy, right? Because the truth is, you going through your transformation, and the transformation that you have is directly correlated to your results and your paycheck and everything else that happens. And if nobody's ever told you that before, because they were afraid to say it, I'll tell you the truth. You have got to take your challenge seriously. If you haven't made that commitment yet, today is the day. Bottom line, guys, this self-doubt thing is because you're always looking to external factors. You're looking at other things and other people to fill you up. See, you got to get out of your own way, because the reality is you're always going to feel empty. You're always going to feel empty if you're looking at other people and things to fill you up. Are you going to let fear get you? I don't know. Some of you guys are letting it creep in. Are you going to let fear get you? All right. Now, this is interesting. There's a lot of ways you can change your state and the way that you feel. Now, we've all learned some of these things. You're doing some of it right now. Rachel Jackson said one of the best ones I've heard this weekend from stage. She says that sometimes Josh will walk in the kitchen and she'll be talking to herself. She'll be saying I am statements. Try that one on. I'm telling you guys, it works. She'll be making a shake for breakfast, and Josh will walk in and she'll be saying, I am attracting the best people into my business. I am a global ambassador. And they're like, I am going to be an ambassador in Houston. I am going to be a millionaire wearing one of those pendants on the stage one day. See, you guys can use these things too. The key in what Rachel is talking about is that what you focus on is what you will become. What you focus on is what you will become, not what's holding you back. Give up on that. So say I am, because you're living in the present, and guess what? Your brain will start to believe it. Now, this one's really fun. Nick and I love this one. The one we use all the time. We use music. How many of you guys love to use music to change your state? So I'm all about having fun. We're on the challenge, right? We've been sitting a while. We got to burn some calories. So I'm going to do one for the ladies first, and then we're going to do one for the guys. John, cue my lady music. Now, y'all get in the mood.
I got the eye of the tiger, dancing through the fire, 'cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder than a lion, 'cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear
go. Come on, guys. Let's get to
You
this
better
stuff.
lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it.
Are you gonna let fear stop you? All right. Thank you, guys. Felt good, right? Now, this one y'all are gonna laugh at, but it's real. There are people that actually have a fear of success and money. Lots of money. Why are we shy to talk about money? That's so stupid, isn't it? Why are we shy to talk about it? I'm gonna tell you why. Because people in your life have said things like, more money, more problems. Let me go ahead and check that one. No, it's actually the less money that you have, the more problems that you have. And if you've got no money, how many of y'all know you got really big problems? All right? This is a funny one too. Well, if I make more money, then I am going to have to pay more taxes. Now, a lot of people don't know this, so I'm going to educate you guys for just 1 second on this. And Brian Belleville can, if you want to grab him, I'm going to set you up, buddy. But the truth is, when you have a home-based 1099 business, it's a fact. You actually do pay less taxes than everybody else working a job. It's true, it's a fact. So you get to keep more of your money for changing people's lives. They get to keep less of their money because they sit behind a desk. There's nothing wrong with a job if that's given you the skill set to live your dream. A lot of people use Visalus to fund their other passion in life, and that is perfectly fine. And I'm going to say something, and I'm going to be a little direct here, but I know many of you guys have heard this once or twice. What about the people that say to you, Ashley, I can't make more than this specific amount of money? No, I'm serious. Y'all, have y'all heard that? I can't make more than this specific amount of money. Well, what are you talking about? Well, if I make more than this right here, I'm not going to be able to get my disability, Social Security. I'm just going to address it. I'm not going to be able to get my health insurance and keep that. Now, there are a large percentage of people who absolutely need that, and workers' comp and all these other things, they need it because something serious happened. And I feel like there is absolutely a need for those things. Don't get me wrong here. But did you guys know, and it was a show on it recently, that about 60% of people, and I'm not trying to get too political here, but this is just what they found out through researching, 60% of those folks don't actually need that help that they're getting. 60%. So if you're one of those people in the room, if you have somebody that you love that's told you some bull crap like that, I'm going to tell you guys right now that this is what I believe. I believe that we all need to gain a little more self-respect. We have to gain a little more self-respect than that and quit living in this little bubble, living at 5% of our actual life potential and love and heart and what we can give to others, and start growing and quit telling ourselves that lie. Why not make so much money that you never have to worry about that again and you can buy the best health insurance that there is for yourself? If you are a part of the 100-pound club, I want you to raise your hand right now. A lot of you guys are standing. I want you guys to raise your hand. Now, this is 100 pounds or more, don't forget. Guys, 100 pounds or more. Keep raising your hand for us, because I want you guys to get recognized for a second. Yeah, give them high fives. If you're sitting next to them, give them high fives. Now, this one's interesting. There are actually people who have this fear of change and this fear of success because they want to continue to overeat, and they actually want, they say that they don't, but they continue to live that lifestyle because they want to stay in that state where it's safe and where no one else will notice them, no one else can embarrass them, no one else can make them feel bad. But ladies and gentlemen, these people, a part of the 100-pound club, they decided they didn't want to live that life anymore. They wanted to live a life where they inspired others to go out there and do the same, and we applaud you guys for that. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Are you going to let fear stop you? Are you going to let fear stop you? All right, so let's talk about another one, the fear of change and the unknown. And this trickled over a little bit, into those 100-pound club folks who are inspiring everybody else because they used to be that person and now they're not anymore. But there's a lot of people who choose to live just under the radar because they're afraid that they're going to have to wake up every day and not live out that same exact routine. Wake up, go to work, have a lunch break, complain. Wake up, go to work, have a lunch break, complain, drive home. Wake up, go to work, have a lunch break, complain, drive home. And now this sounds crazy, but there are a lot of people who like a routine. They like knowing what's going to happen in their life every single day. It's a safe existence. Anybody have friends and family that struggles with addiction? I'm going to talk about that as well. I have a family member who I love dearly, and opening my heart to you guys right now, I have something that I deal with, which is, gosh, I can help so many people, but I can't help him. And he's my own family. I can help so many people, but I can't help him. But I'll tell you guys something about folks with addiction. A lot of the time, they're just deathly afraid of change. Because, see, it brings them comfort, that certainty of being in that place and being the victim. It brings them a feeling of significance to continue to hang around with those losers because they might be just a little bit cool than the rest of the losers, a little bit cooler. So that brings them their significance. But the thing about folks who are afraid to change is that it's not going to happen overnight. And one of the things that, and I will tell you that the person that I love is in rehab, so if you guys could say a prayer for him, I would appreciate that. He is trying to change slowly but surely. I'll never give up on him. The thing about folks who are afraid of change, and it's a conversation that you can have with yourself if this is you or if it's somebody that you know, is it's not going to happen overnight. But how many of you guys have heard, if you're not growing, you're dying? If you're not growing, you are dying. So we have to commit to growing a little bit. And the first way that you can do that is by changing your environment. Thanks, RJ, because that's a really important one. Changing your environment little by little. Maybe that's just reading a personal growth book. Maybe for you, that's going to a local challenge party to support a teammate that's not even your own. Just getting in the environment of positive people and changing your environment little by little, because we know that if you're not growing, you're dying. Are you guys going to let your fears stop you? All right, so I've been really looking forward to this part of the day, probably more than anything. And opening up with you guys a little bit more about myself, I've realized recently that I also have one of these that impacts a whole lot of men and women in this room, especially men and women with children. So I'm going to invite my husband, the amazing Nick Sarnicola, to bring out our beautiful daughter, Giovanna. Hi. So how is that perfectly timed nap, sweetie? Hi. So if you guys can support me in this, this is just as much for all of you as it is for me. And every mother or father out there in the audience today. Hi. Gee, I want to have a conversation with you, sweetheart. And mommy's been scared to have this conversation. Because mommy was telling herself a lie, baby. And that lie, Gia, is that your mommy is going to miss something in your life. That if your mommy is at a challenge party or if she's at a big event, that she might miss you fall. When you need me, I'm not going to be there. I might miss a first recital. But I can tell you, little Gia, that mommy realized something. And I hope that all the mothers and fathers out there realize the same thing right now, and that is what my daughter needs more than anything, and what your children need, is they need a role model. They need a role model. They need a mommy and daddy that changes people's lives. You know why? Because there's kids that we impact on Project 10 who don't have mommies and daddies like this, and mommies and daddies like you guys who love their kids, but they can't afford to feed their children. So, ladies and gentlemen, my lie was that I was going to miss something with her if I gave every single one of you all that I had. But I'm tired of telling myself that lie, because this circle, our family, my husband and my daughter, are everything to me. But you guys are my real family. You guys are our real family. And Gia, I want you to meet your real family today. Because, baby girl, it's these families that we're going to be impacting for the next many, 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 many years. I love you, sweetheart. Thank you, baby.
Love you too. Say bye.
So how many of you guys are going to go home and have that same conversation with your son and your daughter after today? How many of you guys promise me that you will stop letting the fear of letting your kids down stop you? Are you guys going to let your fear stop you? Are you guys going to let your fear stop you? What about self-doubt? What about the fear of letting your kids down? What about the fear of change and the unknown? What about the fear of success and money? See, I don't care what's thrown your way. I don't care if it's, what if I can't do this? I've done this before and it didn't work. I don't care if it's the guy that's like, are you going to do one of those things? I don't care if it's like, I don't have enough confidence. I don't have the perfect body. Are you guys going to let fear stop you? You're right. Nothing can stop you, because you can face anything and you will face anything. You will have the life of your wildest dreams. You will be up here rocking one of those diamond pendants. You will be up here as a brand new ambassador in Houston. You deserve this. You will be rocking your I Lost It shirt. You will have the sexiest body that you could ever imagine. You will be a mom and a dad who changes people's lives. You will be the promoter of a challenge, walking around, challenge people like crazy. You will impact hundreds of thousands of kids, and we will be the #1 company in this industry, ladies and gentlemen. You will have it all. You will conquer your fears. Will you let fear stop you? Thank you guys.
Who run the world? Girls, girls. Who run the